In a world where human connections transcend words, there exists a silent and powerful language that permeates all social interactions: body language. Long before a word is spoken, your body has already transmitted signals that can attract or repel potential partners. Mastery of this ancient language is not just a tool for attraction, but a reflection of the Stoic principles of self-control and conscious presence. Body language functions as a two-way dialogue. While it reflects your internal state, it also directly influences your emotions and self-confidence. Scientific research from Harvard University demonstrates that adopting expansive postures for just 2 minutes increases testosterone levels by 20% and reduces cortisol by 25%. This simple postural adjustment transforms not only how women perceive you, but how you feel about yourself, creating a positive cycle of self-confidence and magnetic attraction. The Stoic principles of self-mastery manifest through magnetic body language. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, stated that the happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts, and this extends to physical posture. An upright posture is not mere vanity, but a physical manifestation of the Stoic virtue of inner discipline. When you keep your spine straight, chest forward and shoulders back, you communicate strength of character and self-control, universally attractive qualities. Modern neuroscience confirms that nonverbal communication accounts for 93% of how we are initially perceived. Anthropologist Ray Birdwhistell found that in a typical conversation, the direct verbal component carries less than 35% of the social meaning, while over 65% is communicated nonverbally. The way you occupy space, direct your gaze and articulate your movements transmits powerful signals about your confidence, social status, and vitality, all attributes evolutionarily programmed to arouse female interest. When you understand the power of your body language, you discover that your body is a constant transmitter of subliminal messages. Every gesture, movement, and position reveals deep aspects of your inner being. This silent communication occurs at a primitive level of the brain, where the limbic system, our most instinctive part, processes information long before reason has a chance to analyze it. That's why we often feel an immediate attraction or repulsion towards someone without being able to explain exactly why. Stoic philosophy aligns perfectly with the mastery of body language. The Stoics believed that while we couldn't control external events, we had complete control over our responses to them. Similarly, while we cannot control others' interpretation of our presence, we can consciously shape the signals we emit. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, taught that it is not things themselves that disturb us, but our opinions of things. Similarly, it's not your physical appearance that primarily determines your attractiveness, but the attitude and energy you project through it. Let's explore specific techniques that communicate supreme confidence and spark immediate interest. Start with your posture. Holding your head at a 15-degree angle conveys purpose and security. This subtle angle projects determination without arrogance, a balance women instinctively perceive as a sign of natural leadership. Avoid tilting. Your head down, which signals submission or insecurity, or excessively up, which can be interpreted as extreme arrogance. The ideal angle communicates that you are comfortable with your place in the world, without needing to compete or diminish yourself. The position of your arms reveals much about your social receptivity. Crossed arms, although they might feel natural when you're uncomfortable, create invisible barriers against potential connections. This closed position is unconsciously interpreted as defensive or resistant, signaling that you are not open to new interactions. In contrast, keeping your arms relaxed at your sides or using open gestures with palms occasionally visible conveys accessibility and confidence. The Stoics valued openness to fate, amor fati, as Nietzsche would later call it, and this physical openness reflects that philosophical disposition to receive what life offers. Calculated gesturing with open palms facing upwards conveys honesty and openness. This ancestral gesture demonstrates the absence of weapons or hostile intentions, a universal sign of trustworthiness that transcends cultures. When you gesture moderately while speaking, with fluid and controlled movements, you convey contained enthusiasm and emotional mastery, the perfect balance between passion and control that women find irresistibly magnetic. The Stoics emphasize this balance between reason and emotion as the key to a virtuous life. These techniques are not manipulations, but refinements of the authentic expression of your best self. Something Epictetus valued when he said, "First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do." Congruence between your internal intention and external expression is essential. If you internally seek genuine connections based on mutual value, your body language will naturally reflect this integrity, creating an irresistibly magnetic presence. The power of appropriate eye contact is one of the most potent tools in body language. Based on our unique evolutionary adaptation, we are the only primates with clearly visible whites of the eyes, sclera, allowing for sophisticated social communication. This feature evolved specifically to facilitate the communication of intentions and the establishment of trusting connections between humans. Eye contact is so powerful that neuroscience researchers have identified specific brain cells that respond exclusively when we perceive someone looking directly at us. Studies from the University of Aberdeen demonstrate that women find men who maintain eye contact for approximately 3.2 seconds significantly more attractive than those who quickly avert their gaze or maintain prolonged, intimidating stares. This balanced eye contact, neither evasive nor invasive, sparks curiosity and immediate interest. Evasive eyes signal insecurity or dishonesty, while a prolonged stare can seem dominating or threatening. The 3.2 seconds represent the perfect balance. Enough time to establish connection without creating discomfort. The quality of your gaze is as important as its duration. A present, focused, and calm gaze conveys unwavering confidence. When you look into a woman's eyes, don't desperately seek validation or approval, but offer full presence, a rare quality in the modern world of constant distractions. This attentive gaze, which the Stoics would call prosos, mindful attention, demonstrates genuine value and respect, irresistibly attractive qualities. The right body rhythm conveys genuine self-confidence. Behavioral psychologists have identified that calm, deliberate movements, at a speed approximately 30% slower than average, are perceived as indicators of high social status and inner security. This measured cadence is particularly magnetic to women, who instinctively associate controlled movements with emotional stability, a principle aligned with the Stoic concept of pneuma, controlled vital energy. Observe how high-status men rarely move with haste or agitation. Figures of power, whether business leaders, influential politicians, or charismatic personalities, characteristically move as if time is at their disposal. This temporal quality reflects Seneca's Stoic maxim. It is not that we have a short time to live, but that we waste much of it. When you move deliberately, you demonstrate that you are fully present in each moment, never anxious, never wasting vital energy on superfluous movements. This kinetic control does not mean rigidity or artificiality. On the contrary, fluid and natural movements executed with conscious purpose create a hypnotically attractive presence. Think of a feline predator, a tiger or lion, combining relaxed power with economy of motion. These animals never waste energy on unnecessary movements, but remain ready to act decisively when needed. This quality of alert relaxation is extremely attractive because it signals competence and self-mastery. Practice this conscious cadence in everyday situations. When entering a social environment, move slightly slower than your natural impulse. Notice how this immediately alters others' perception of you, and more importantly, how it transforms your own internal experience. This deliberate rhythm calms your nervous system, increases your mental presence, and projects an aura of natural authority that attracts female attention without apparent effort. Vocal tonality complements your body language and operates at specific frequencies that trigger instinctive responses. Acoustic studies reveal that a male voice with a fundamental frequency between 85 and 180 Hz is perceived as more attractive, while a downward intonation at the end of sentences projects natural authority. Male vocal depth evolved as an indicator of healthy testosterone levels, a subliminal sign of virility and vitality that directly influences female perception of attractiveness. However, More important than your natural pitch is how you use your voice. Speaking at a moderate volume, slightly lower than the surrounding environment, subtly forces others to lean in towards you and pay more attention, a subliminal exercise in social influence. This vocal technique, when combined with strategic pauses between important phrases, creates an irresistible magnetism. Pauses are not mere silences, but powerful tools of emphasis that demonstrate conversational control and absolute confidence. This vocal modulation is not artificial, but a conscious refinement of your communication, as Zeno of Citium, founder of Stoicism, taught about the importance of clear and appropriate elocution as a reflection of mental clarity. The voice is literally the sound of your vital energy externalized, your audible pneuma. When you speak with clarity, purpose, and tonal control, you communicate mastery not only of words but of yourself. Practice expanding your vocal resonance by speaking from the diaphragm, not the throat. A diaphragmatic voice resonates more deeply and projects natural authority. To develop this ability, place your hand on your abdomen while speaking and feel. The vibration originates from this region, not the upper chest. This simple technique immediately transforms the impact of your communication, creating a sonic presence that perfectly complements your magnetic body language. The handshake represents a crucial opportunity to establish initial physical connection. Neuroscientists have discovered that an appropriate handshake activates the orbitofrontal cortex, a brain region associated with integrating sensory and emotional information. This brief physical contact conveys volumes of subliminal information about your confidence, vitality, and intentions, data that is processed unconsciously and forms lasting impressions. A firm but not dominating grip, with a slightly warm palm temperature and a duration of 2 to 3 seconds, establishes respectful equality, conveying security without arrogance, a balance Seneca valued when teaching about strength without brutality. Before important social situations, briefly rub your palms together to ensure a pleasant temperature. Cold hands are instinctively associated with nervousness or low vital energy. The perfect combination of firmness, temperature, and duration creates a tactile experience that remains in sensory memory long after the contact has ended. As the Stoic philosopher Cleanthes observed, impressions persist even after the object that caused them is gone. Similarly, a masterful handshake leaves a sensory mark that subliminally influences all subsequent interactions. Stoicism teaches that true attraction comes from the authentic cultivation of character. As Epictetus stated, "Do not seek for things to happen the way you want them to, rather wish that what happens happen the way it happens." This acceptance of reality manifests in body language through the absence of unnecessary muscle tension and a relaxed yet alert presence, characteristics instinctively perceived as attractive because they reflect emotional balance. Notice how most men carry unnecessary tension in their shoulders, neck, and jaw. Physical reflections of resistance to life's circumstances. This chronic tension not only harms your health, but projects an impression of internal struggle and existential discomfort that repels rather than attracts. Muscle tension signals that you are fighting against reality instead of flowing with it, a direct contradiction to fundamental Stoic principles. Develop the habit of regularly checking your body for unnecessary tension. Consciously relax your shoulders, allowing them to drop naturally. Release your jaw, creating a small space between your upper and lower teeth. Ease the tension in your forehead by softening the space between your eyebrows. These simple postural adjustments instantly transform your physical presence and, more importantly, your internal state, creating a positive cycle where physical relaxation generates mental calm, which in turn deepens physical relaxation. This state of alert relaxation, which the Japanese call zanshin in martial arts, creates a presence that is paradoxically powerful precisely because of its lack of effort. Like water that adapts perfectly to any container without losing. At its essence, you develop the ability to remain completely at ease in any social situation, an irresistibly attractive quality due to its rarity in the modern world of perpetual anxiety. Authentic facial expressions are crucial. Studies of facial micro-expressions conducted by Paul Ekman demonstrate that fake smiles activate only the zygomatic muscles, mouth, while genuine smiles also engage the orbicularis oculi muscles, eyes. Women are particularly adept at detecting this difference, even unconsciously. Smiling strategically, with moderate eye engagement, demonstrates accessibility without submission. The smile is one of the most powerful facial expressions in the body language arsenal, but its timing and quality make all the difference. A constant, indiscriminate smile projects insecurity and a need for approval, qualities that drastically diminish your perceived value. In contrast, a selective, genuine smile, offered in response to something truly appreciated, conveys discernment and authenticity, irresistibly attractive qualities due to their rarity. The question isn't whether or not to smile, but when and how to do it for maximum impact. Hold back your smile in the initial moments of an encounter, maintaining a neutral but receptive expression, which creates a slight mystery and establishes social value. When you finally smile in response to something genuinely interesting or amusing, the impact is exponentially greater because it contrasts with your previous expression. This expressive contrast creates a powerful reward effect that instantly intensifies the emotional connection. Proper proxemics, the science of interpersonal distances, requires refined cultural awareness. Anthropologist Edward Hall identified that the ideal personal distance for initial attraction interactions varies between 1.5 to 4 feet, approximately 45 to 120 cm, allowing clear eye contact without invading personal space. This conscious management of space reflects the Stoic principle of respecting natural boundaries while projecting confident presence. Navigating interpersonal space is a subtle dance of approach and withdrawal that communicates volumes about your social intelligence and self-confidence. Prematurely invading personal space demonstrates a lack of social awareness or desperation, both deeply repellent characteristics. Maintaining excessive distance signals insecurity or disinterest, equally detrimental to attraction. Mastery of proxemics allows you to dynamically adjust your physical distance according to the signals of receptivity you receive, creating a spatial dance that progressively intensifies the connection. When you perceive signs of interest, such as dilated pupils, postural mirroring, or a subtle lean in your direction, you can strategically reduce the interpersonal distance in gradual increments. This spatial progression should occur naturally, as a consequence of intensifying emotional connection, never as a forced tactic. As the Stoics taught, nature does not hurry, yet everything is accomplished. Festina lente, hasten slowly. The Stoic philosophers emphasized the importance of authenticity. Incorporating these body language techniques doesn't mean faking confidence, but genuinely cultivating the inner qualities that naturally manifest through these physical expressions. As Marcus Aurelius taught, true happiness is to live according to nature, which includes externally expressing your highest inner essence. This Stoic approach to body language transcends mere superficial techniques. It's not just about manipulating external impressions, but about aligning your physical expression with your most authentic inner virtues. True personal magnetism emerges naturally when you cultivate qualities like courage, justice, temperance, and wisdom, the 4 pillars of Stoic virtue. These qualities inevitably manifest through your posture, movements, and expressions, creating an irresistibly attractive presence precisely because of its fundamental authenticity. The process begins with honest self-analysis. What virtues do you already possess? Which need development? Does your current body language reflect your best potential self, or does it communicate self-imposed limitations? Incongruence between your inner being and outer expression creates energetic tension that women instinctively perceive as a lack of authenticity, a fundamental obstacle to genuine attraction. By identifying and eliminating these internal contradictions, you unleash a natural flow of authentic expression that magnetizes effortlessly. Consistent practice of these techniques gradually transforms them into second nature through neuroplasticity. Neuroscientist Norman Doidge proved that repeated behavioral patterns create new permanent neural connections. By consciously cultivating these body language patterns, you not only transform how you are perceived, but literally reconfigure your brain to embody these attractive qualities as an authentic part of who you are. The true Stoic transformation. Start implementing these principles in everyday situations today. Before social interactions, practice what the Stoics called praemeditatio, preparatory visualization. Imagine yourself moving with conscious presence, maintaining a powerful yet relaxed posture, communicating with clarity and purpose. This mental practice programs your nervous system to naturally express these magnetic qualities when needed. In every interaction, maintain divided awareness, remaining present in the conversation while simultaneously observing your body language. This meta-awareness allows for subtle real-time adjustments, maximizing your interpersonal impact without seeming calculated or artificial. With consistent practice, this self-observation becomes automatic, enabling spontaneous magnetic expression in any social situation. Remember that authentic body language emerges from an internal state aligned with Stoic values. Cultivate genuine curiosity about others, a quality that naturally directs your gaze, posture, and energy in magnetically attractive ways. Develop mental presence through contemplative practices, creating the relaxed yet alert state that projects irresistible confidence. Practice acceptance of present circumstances, eliminating the muscle tension that drastically diminishes your physical appeal. Important. Do not confuse these techniques with superficial manipulations. The crucial difference lies in intention. If your goal is merely to create an external appearance of confidence to compensate for internal insecurities, the effect will be temporary and often counterproductive. Women are evolutionarily programmed to detect subtle incongruities between external expression and internal reality, an ability refined over millennia of sexual selection. True mastery of body language comes not from rehearsed techniques, but from the authentic cultivation of inner virtues that naturally express themselves through the body. The Stoic journey of self-mastery inevitably manifests through your physical presence. As you develop emotional control, mental resilience, and clarity of purpose, your body language naturally evolves to reflect these higher qualities. The body and mind exist in constant two-way dialogue, each influencing and reinforcing the other in a virtuous cycle of growth. By consciously directing this process through the principles discussed, you dramatically accelerate your personal evolution and interpersonal magnetism. Do not underestimate the transformative power of these seemingly simple practices. In a world where most people exist in a perpetual state of disconnection between mind and body, the simple act of unifying your physical presence with your inner intention creates extraordinary magnetism. This internal-external congruence is immediately perceptible, even if subconsciously, and sparks deep interest precisely because of its rarity in the contemporary social landscape. Stoic wisdom, applied through conscious body language, offers a powerful path not only to increase your immediate attractiveness, but to fundamentally transform how you experience and interact with the world. As Epictetus taught, first learn the meaning of what you say and then speak. Similarly, first understand the deep meaning of the bodily signals you emit, and then express yourself with conscious purpose. This integration between internal knowledge and external expression creates an irresistible magnetic presence, the physical reflection of Stoic virtue in action. Finally, remember that true mastery of body language is not an end in itself, but a natural reflection of your development as a man. As you cultivate the Stoic virtues of wisdom, justice, courage, and temperance, your physical presence naturally evolves to communicate these higher qualities. The ultimate goal is not merely to attract women through superficial techniques, but to become the type of man whose presence naturally sparks deep interest, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. Stoic philosophy has always emphasized that virtue is its own reward. Likewise, the authentic body language that emerges from Stoic self-mastery brings rewards that transcend mere social interactions. You develop a fundamentally new relationship with your own body, no longer experiencing it as an object to be controlled, but as the living expression of your inner essence. This psychophysical integration creates a state of unified presence that is both deeply satisfying in itself and magnetically attractive to others. Begin your journey today of integrating Stoic principles and conscious body language. Observe attentively how you move, breathe, occupy space, and physically interact with the world. Identify limiting patterns and gradually replace them with expressions that reflect your highest potential. This process of conscious refinement transforms not only how you are perceived by others, but fundamentally how you experience your own existence. The true promise of Stoic philosophy in bodily action. The mastery of magnetic body language, grounded in Stoic principles, offers more than mere social attractiveness. It provides a path to authenticity and personal integration in a fragmented world. By consciously aligning your external expression with your inner development, you transcend superficial manipulations and access a natural magnetism that emerges from lived virtue, creating genuine connections based on real value instead of artificial techniques. This is the true power of Stoic body language, not just attracting others, but physically manifesting your best potential self.